If your image is not showing in HTML, don't worry, I'll show you exactly how to fix it in this video. You know, sometimes we just sit there and then write multiple lines of codes. I mean billion lines of codes. And then you try to include an image in the content of your website or web page, only to run it and to find out that the image you are trying to display does not appear on your website. Today, I'll show you how to fix those common errors in order to display your image on the website. So guys, let's start work. In my previous video, we learned about how to create our first website, of which we learned some basic structures about displaying our website. So if you are new to this channel, go and watch my previous video and learn about the basics of how to display the content of your website. So we start with doc type HTML. So I've already explained these stuffs in the previous video. So if you are new to the channel, go watch the previous video to get more understanding about this. So as I said earlier in the previous video, the head contains the title. So today's title will display how to fix common errors. Okay, so there we go. Then we introduce our body tag. Let's set our header to be first image. Always don't forget to save your file.html. Okay, so now let's display our image. Now to display an image, we need an image tag, and the image tag is a word element, so it doesn't have a closing tag. So the image tag has an attribute. The image tag has two attributes. That's the SRC, which stands for source, and ALT, which stands for alternatives. So we're going to display those two attributes in our image tag. The image we use ing, and the source is where our image is going to be getting from, or where we get our image from. So let's go to our file. Let me see images. So let's try to display this image, fix image. Fix image. Okay, so the alternative is going to be displayed if there's a problem wrong, there's something wrong with the web browser. So let's assume you've displayed an image on your website, and then a user goes to your website and tries to find the image. If the user has a problem with the connection, the alt description will be displayed first before the image. So let's describe our image to be, let's say, first image. There we go. So let's open our web browser and see what you've done so far, and to see whether the image is going to be displayed. Now you could see that the image is not displayed due to some common errors we've made in our web page or the text editor. So let's go and fix those mistakes. Starting from here, you could clearly see that the fixed image, we have not introduced the extension, the file extension. So let's go to our file. So our file extension for the image that we wanted to display on our website is .png. So always don't forget to add the file extension to the image. So let's add a file extension to the image to be .png. Okay, let's save it and see the outcome again. Still our image is not displaying. Sometimes too, it could be as a result of the wrong path or wrong file name or wrong extension, but our extension here is correct. So since we want to display this image, we need to save the HTML file together with the image in a folder in order to display our image. So let's create a new folder and save both the image and our HTML file inside. So this folder, let's name it error image. So let me cut this and paste it inside my error image. Also our file. Okay. Is the image file. Okay. So now let's go get the image itself and then paste inside the error file. Okay. So let's cut this one too and paste it inside our folder. Okay, that's that. So now let's go run our website and see if our image is going to be displayed. So I have a problem. Image.png. Let's see if you have that. Image.png. You have our source, you have our out. So let's open it again. And there you go. We have our image displayed on the screen. So always don't forget the file extension, the path, and then the file name. And not always forget to also save it in a folder, both your HTML file and then your image file. Sometimes too there could be problem with the whole content of our HTML. So let's assume I omit the forward slash before the title. Our image is not going to be shown. So always check your codes and then correct your errors. Okay, so that's brings us to the end of today's video. If this helped you, subscribe to Solvers Code to survive fixing of more problems.